This is day 1556 of the Arukh HaShulchan. Today we're doing Yerodeh Siman Shin Hey, Sif Samach Aleph to Ayin. Samach Aleph. Because for a tour, Shulchan Aruch Siman Samach you see me a test. Question of Ben Cholov. A Kohen has a son who's a Cholol. Obviously, it doesn't have the kedusha of a Kohen. Mesa Tosh Shloshim Yom, but the father dies in 30 days. Chayv mainly because that's one of the sons to redeem himself. Shows a chabi. We all know the father has not acquired his redemption. Mesa Chalam Yom. If he died, the father died after 30 days. Chayv Zachar B'Bidyono. Father already acquired the redemption. Yerushu B'No, his son inherited from him. Therefore, he should set aside redemption price. That's when we retain it from Sabak Alashano. But voice that from here to clear the Api Shadai Lopado, even though the father did not go do an act of redemption. Have a kill bill to zip redeem. Okay, which opinion shows since the opinion remains his in any event. For have a kill free shav Chamish Sloim said the father set aside 5 Sloim, who put by him and redeemed them, well, that's not kept it for themselves. But so it's close to Yerush Ben, and that right the son acquires. That's from the Rosh. Zo Shurak Hua Yoresh is only true if the son is the only heir. Shesh Od Yoshim, the other heirs, Mitzchak Pinyon Kulam, then the redemption price should be distributed among all of them. That's an appreciation. If move on, that's not clear. So he's up by dying low pedo. Final analysis, no redemption took place. How do you say it's as if he was redeemed? So I have to say, Chamesh Sloim. So I have to say, since the primary redemption is the 5 Sloim, but the brachas ain't makos because brachas are not an impediment, which ritual is not necessary. For Aviva Kohen Levdoso Litor Latzmamos, and would take effect on the father to the Kohen to redeem him and to keep the money himself. Zocha by him, he acquires them below Pidyon Mamash without an actual redemption. If I have a kid, another Chamish Shlom, Zibi took the 5 Shlom Nechasa from his property, even though Solomon and gave it to his property. Datam Chol Pidyon Mechoy Vavli Ten Al Kohen Biyad, and do we say by every Pidyon that the father has to give the coin immediately? Yochel Omar, Yochel Omar Kohen can say the coin till Chamish Shlom Nechasai. Interesting. You could say that go take 5 slime from my property. So it's as if the father took from his own property, gave his own property. Okay, the lumna still remains a little bit difficult to comprehend, but obviously the Turin Shorach Paskin this way, so that must be something along those lines. Samach Beis, a maid who was redeemed, but mitzvah shenizgara and a non-Jew who converted. Kishemu Baros, when they were pregnant, V'yodna gave birth. Even though when they conceived, they were not fully Jewish. Came since the child is born fully Jewish. He has to redeem. It opened the child opened a Jewish womb. And the opening of the womb occurred when the mother was Jewish. They gave birth previously. Yodu, and they gave birth again when they became Jewish. The example of redemption. He was the first child after they entered the Judaism. Nevertheless, the prior child opened the womb. No one should give birth. Whereas before the Geras or redemption or the being freed, or afterwards, Potter, their exemption, of Araya, the Kohanim would have to bring proof that actually there was a chiyuv of redemption here. Samar Gimel. Because the two writes, somebody who was born after miscarriages. She had a Rosh Chai, but the miscarriages, the head came out alive. Such if she's pregnant with twins. Nefel, one of them was a miscarriage, and the other one came to term. But the Nefel Rosh Chai, and the miscarriage was extended his head out of the womb while I was still alive. And then went back. And then the second brother came out. And he was a viable child. And the Bechor is not a Bechor in terms of opinion. Nefel showed because of the Nefel whose head came out first. Filu Mace, and so too. This is evidently a Nefel when it was not term. Okay, they're both not term, perhaps, but the second one survived. Even it wasn't term. But if it's term, it's a full 9 months. Then even if the first one is dead when its head comes out, Habachrav and a Bechor, then the second one is not a Bechor. Chema Pels, when the Behema Chayav, of Shechatzi Parput's name, so the woman who miscarries something which looks like an animal or a bird, but half of its face looks human, or sandal or shalya, or a sandal, or a fetus, or shapir, or an amniotic sac, merukam, which is fully formed. Oshiata Vlad Mechuta Chebar environment chuck him out in pieces. Hanoah Charkol Elo and a Bukhar opinion. Somebody who's born after all these is not a Bukhar for opinion ben. Our bench Monashoti Rosh Hames, but if it was a non-term baby who has came out dead from a Pella Shapir Malik Vanim and some woman who gives birth to amniotic sac, which is full of colors, Malik Nunim or pieces. I'm not sure Nunim are. They're always the same thing. Full of water or blood by my Pelskin dog Mishkatzim, or if she gives birth to something which looks like fish or like insects or rodents, worms, I guess. By my Pelis, I buy a woman who miscarries on the 40th day. I know up to the 40th day, obviously, up to and including. I know anybody born after all these is the Bechor for Binyan Ben. Yotzi Dofen. The cesarean section of Bachar Derech Rechem and the child who was born after that one through the womb. Shneim and Bechor Binyan, both not Bechor for Binyan Ben. Hashem say Nation Lo Yetzer Derech Rechem because it didn't come out through the womb. The Bain and Pet Rechem would have to be through the womb. Hashem Nation and Bechor and the because it's not a Bechor. Tired of being you need both. Bechor Vid Derech Rechem has to be Bechor and also has to be through the womb. Samach Dal, Divi Atur, Kasagankin, Bishul Sifcha Base, Shul writes the thing about Sifu Lamar and they add the tzas rosha lo b'inyan kol rosha by removing the head in the head coming out. Don't require the entire head. V'shei teitze padachta once the forehead comes out, put there b'achrav exempts the child who comes after that. Tema towards extension the towards lo kasav said why I didn't write this. Be gemara fresh is explicit gemara b'chayros. V'nirash samach mash kasav leo so simans kufsayik dalit. Must rely on that which is wrote previously. The Mishiyotzer Pachdos Chash Kilu that once most of the four comes out, it's considered as if the child is born. But Rabbeinu says Lokasab Rova Pachdoso. He says not right most of the four. Also there in the base Yosef, he did not agree with that perspective. We see while it's over Shulchan Mashkosa Ben Shmoshotzi Rosh Mace, and they complained. He complained on the tour in Shulchan and Rabbi showed an 8-month baby, 8-month fetus whose head came out dead. That the next one is a bechor. The eno kain the benchmark ain't chiluk ben chayv ben mace. It was a benchmark. There's no difference if he was alive or dead. That's a gra. The shmuel who the sabar hachi the shmuel holds such them to bcheres, but Tosaf is rejected. Chem first benita the rosh kurov evarim benefel that the head is like the majority of the limbs when it comes to a nefel. Ve'elam ma'as fid is that raki yotzer rosh chai can't say something when the head came out alive. And the bracket says there came before the Chaymer Rashi, Bach the Shmuel Shem, it seems to be Pshan Rashi, Daha, Benida, Amchutoch Chai, Nida is going on a case where it's cut up. The Yevshalios Chai can't be alive. And the brackets he says here again, Rashi or Busa the Shmuel, Kazakin Rashi saying Chesh that for Shmuel, even that's sufficient. We know Baskan Shmuel. Back out of the brackets. Abagam Baramam, Sif Perkadam, Yuchun, Kasa Ben Ken, Kasa Ben Shmon Shotzi Rosha, Udu Chai. I Shah Masha Dafka Chai sounds like specifically alive. The Lomes could be a Torah like the Torah now could be says it. Tzarchin, it's not clear. The Indian Nachla being Rosh Chai, playing Bechar. It seems that not for Bechar for Nachla for inheritance that you need to have alive, but not in terms of the Bechar for being a Ben. Tzarchin Gadol requires a lot of analysis. Samachay Kotzar Ben Baramother Amar writes. The Sif Chav Gimel goes much any bar mukamim as long as the limbs are not formed. Ain't put there bachrav. It does not exempt the following child. Feels man says someone said even at an age we rely on this measure. I can show and quote. But this is clear. The kshedu she'ain a bar mukamim when it's known that the limbs are not formed to have a vade bechor. Then the second child is a bechor. And we make a bracha on the pidyon on the second child. But you may do it's not no come if shall do no. Because Savi Bechor by being cloud can't assume it's a Savi Bechor that no opinion should be required. Sharei Aisha Metzches Koshlo Nifta Rachma because woman is Chazaka that her womb is not open. Bagama Nefel Also, the Nephil, the miscarriage was in assumption that his limbs are not fully formed. Marik says this. Some of them reject what he's saying. And most women give birth to a appropriate child. But what they say is astonishing. That's true, perhaps after many months of the pregnancy have elapsed. But this one who will miscarried in the earlier months, when it can't be at all a full fetus. They're obviously not included in this robe, and he says another Biur writes the same thing. Mem samach vav. Yesh mishatama amarik. Those astonish marik. The ruba adi michazaka. Rove trumps chazaka. Came since you don't go after by money, monetary matters after rove. Kosh came chazaka. We certainly don't follow chazaka, which is a very strange question because it's a question in basic yeshiva shalom, this 101, and everybody speaks about it. But it is evidently a question. I did not know that somebody actually. I guess it would be assumed that somebody asked a question somewhere. And it says here the Pitzri Tshuva and the Nachas Tzvi asked this question. But in any case, not true. We do this chasakas moment. Chasakas person not pay back during his time. And this is respect chasakas superior to the robe. It says Arukh HaShulchan explains Arukh HaShulchan in several places. That which you don't fall majority by robe. Because the meal definitely exists in the world. You can say I'm from the minority. It's a Chesed principle of Kimli. I am both of the minority. Where there's a minority doesn't necessarily even exist. Don't make a mistake in language. Rambam. Any miscarriage where the mother is tamei 2 months later, the next child is not considered a peterecham. That's when she's definitely tamei 2 months later. She definitely became tamei as a yoledis. As a carbon, she's required to bring a carbon. Which Kasam Pergam Chusik and Sham. Came Vlad Gazep Pidyon Vadai Tzorich. So for a child like this, it definitely needs redemption. But like on bracha, even perhaps even with a bracha about complaining, below bracha vadai uchayev b'pidyon. Even without a bracha, it certainly requires a pidyon. Somebody whose wife had not yet had a firstborn, built the song and gave birth to a male and a female. But you don't know which came out first. Ein kan l'kohen klum kel kohen. That's nothing. Maybe the first female was firstborn. You want to get paid to kohen? Prove it. But Imam the midwife said, the midwife said, that the male came out first. She's believed. She's believed even in terms of inheritance. Furthermore, the that her credibility is only when she hasn't left the birthing room. So the B'chor is believed even after she left. But the also even then the post can leave out this birthing room qualification. For it says we're astonished at this, why they left it out there. Gave birth to 2 males. Even though we don't know which one is the B'chor. You have to give 5 sons to Kohen no matter what. Whether it's because of the one or the other. You don't want them to die within 30 days, but you're exempt. I can say a B'chor mace. The B'chor is the one who died. After 30 days, Kavai is chayav in Pinion, they're already chayav in Pinion. Because Rabbeinu Bay says if the father died before we redeemed them, Bein Meis Toch Lamed, Bein Meis Ach Lamed, whether it's before or after 30 days, Abanim Chem and the children are alive, they give it as a corporate entity, 5 sons between the 2 of them. I feel even they already divide up the property of their father, that's a Rambam. That's opinion of the Rambam. About 2 pasadim meis to shloshim. If he died within 30 days, I feel lo choku. Even they had to divide up, but turim, they're exempt. At time near chenier me'ashas. Seems that's the shas and b'chor stam memches. Tan bishlam ma'achalam k'varani schayba shapi shtab and chasam. After 30 days, when the father was already came liable, so his bequest, his inheritance, his legacy is chayiv. Avo tok shloshim within 30 days shchiv rak al abonim. when the children's obligation is only on the children. That's an interesting way of putting it. Each one can reject the other. In Shnei years have been Shimon, like 2 years have been Shimon, She'ain Motzim Shtar Aleim. Can't put it, if you have 2 years of Shimon in the two city, you can't, same city. Each one says it's the other years of Shimon, not me, and any document produced against either one of them is meaningless. Because of the came the so therefore here too, each one can say I'm not the one, he's the one. Because of the came the when after they come to 30 days and father's already dead. Because came the Pluto Rabasa says Machlekes Apais came out Mitzvah Love Araya. Doctor don't have to do it. Samach Test, it's interesting. He doesn't say here anything about what's this. Okay, a Mitzvah Love Araya. Your potter is there a mitzvah anyway to do the Pnei Ben? Presumably not. Seems not the way. Otherwise, you should say so. Since once Choshen Mishpat exempts you, then your day is not mechayev you. You have two wives who have not yet given birth to the firstborn. The oldest claim they both gave birth to males. Nursing as a slave, you have to give 10 slave to a coin. One died within 30 days. In Nasam, but gave within 30 days to one coin. Yaslochim was just slave machine. The coin is given back. The coin is given back. The second 5 slave. Nasa Sheikh, if he gave it to two coin, if he was meticulous at the time he gave the money, to say Lechani no saying. He won't give him for Reuben, and the other one you won't give him to Shimon. Obviously, the coin he took for one who died, let's give back. I mean, that's I'm sorry, I gave them generically. And you can't extract the money from them. Each one can say, I got the money for the surviving one. Really, it seems to me, this is when he gave him generic without any qualification. He said to him, it's one is for the other. He gave them both together, 10 slain for 2 children. That came back to him. This one gives back half. This gives one back half. This one gives back half. She made them shutfim, partners in the 2 children. There's two wives giving birth for the first time. One gave birth to a male, one gave birth to a female, and the cable Zachar or a female and a male. With Nisar Velos and the children got mixed together. 5 slain to coin no matter what. One of the males died during during 3 days, ain't a noise to coin klum. Don't give the coin anything. Then what's a love a riot? I don't show means that one of the males. There's only one male here, no? Anyway, Shachal Amar B'chor Meis, you can say the B'chor died. I guess the first one gave birth to a male, and the second one gave birth to a female and a male. That's the shot. I messed up before. You understand the case of a Zachar, they gave birth to 2 females and a male. Oh, Shnei is Chor, Mishnei Kovas, so 2 males and 2 females. She decided got mixed up. Veda is the Rishon, which was born first. Ain, like coin, kind of coin, including the coin gets nothing. Shem and the cave of the Tchila, I say both of them, the female gave birth, was born first. Chai and the Zachar and the male. Shnei is Chor, Shnei Kovas, I feel only Sarva by 2 males and 2 females. That seemed they didn't get mixed up. The Duke.